What's up, Brainiacs? The Big M.
George Michael here.
And Michael Cadre coming to you live in front of your naked seeming ears in Tampa, Florida. We are at the Grand Cathedral, which is a really cool place. It's an old church that they turned into a cigar bar. So where else would we be other than a cigar bar when we're just outside of Ybor City in Tampa?
Yep.
Cheers. I with my old fashioned and Mark with his margarita.
Yeah, they ended up screwing up. The girl was so used to making mango margaritas early. She gave me one. She's like, hey, if you don't like it, I screwed up. I tasted it. I'm like, it's fine with me.
So we are coming to you live for our annual Super Bowl talk show.
I don't want to blind you there, Mike.
Smoke it.
I'll start smoking out this way here where people can't see it. See, I'm over here.
So let's talk Super Bowl. We got a rematch of the Chiefs and the Eagles. We know that the country is probably pulling for the Eagles, but money seems to be on the Chiefs.
No,
money's well, they're still favored by a point, but the trend is money going towards the Eagles, I should say.
Well, it started off just a day or two ago. 81% of the money in Vegas was on Philadelphia. Now it's about at 61 or 59. I think it was 59 the last time I looked. So now late bettors are following me and putting money on the Kansas City Chiefs.
So we want to know who you're either rooting for or betting on, because there's two different things, right? Because that was another study that they had, was who was rooting for a team but betting on the other team. And it seemed to be that there's like a weird trend of people betting one way but wanting another way, and
that's stupid.
It is stupid. I think that's because of the fact that there's two rules of thought, right? That there's the people that bet based on the probability of the bet, and there's other people that bet because based on their desire, their personal desire of where their heartstrings are attached to, right?
Yeah, that's not a good gambling approach. You know, to be betting on one team but cheering for hoping somebody else wins. There's no way to think about that.
Right.
You don't want to spend your money that way. You bet on who you think is going to win the game and cheer for that. I don't understand that process. That's why casinos win money all the time. People bet with their heart and not their wallet. I always bet with my wallet, and it's a benefit to me a little more than it's not.
You might want to lean in. You're like half off the screen.
That's okay.
But
I don't start making out with you. Ooh, baby.
That's why I like to take the other odd bets. Like there were some bets on both the Hard Rock Casino and the FanDuels about who's going to score a touchdown, who's going to score first. Will the Eagles score more than 24 points or stuff like that? You know what I mean? I think that's a lot more fun to bet on versus straight up who's going to win. And so I took a lot of those bets, small bets, $10 here, $10 there. I'm not a big gambler. But I would rather take the nuanced bets, because personally I am one of these people that think the Chiefs are probably going to win, but I'm rooting for the Eagles. So that's kind of weird. That's why I don't want to bet on that.
Yeah, you know what? And things have changed. I really like Kansas City because at one point, overwhelmingly, all the money was on the Eagles. And generally, when it's an overwhelming percentage on one team, I usually go the other way. In more cases than not, it wins. Now it's starting to get a little closer. So I don't know how I feel about my bet, but I'm going to stick with Kansas City just because of the fact. The experience, although nobody's won 3 in a row before, but I like the fact that even though Washington shot themselves in the foot all day 2 weeks ago, they were able to move the ball and score points on the Chiefs. You get a better quarterback in there, doesn't make mistakes, his experience, and I think it's going to be a good game.
You got Lisa chiming in saying hi, guys. Hi.
Lisa who? I can't see
Thanks.
DeWalt.
DeWalt, yeah.
Hey, Lisa, how you doing? I haven't talked to you in a while. Hopefully everything's good.
So thanks for tuning in. We will save this for other people to watch because we know that people are busy with the game today and they're not going to probably tune in live to hear this, our chat, as we normally do. But so we've escaped the cold. We know there's a little snow, rain, mixed kind of bad weather happening up north. So sorry, not sorry, Pittsburghers, that we are in 80-degree sunshine.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
it's beautiful.
Wall-to-wall sunshine and 80 degrees. So come to Florida if you want to escape, because it's gorgeous.
Well, we're back on Thursday. I'm sure there's going to be a snowstorm or something crazy.
Something.
I'm in the economy parking. If we have snow to move, I don't know where you move it. Everybody's packed in like sardines, so I don't even know what to do with it.
I pity the person parked next to you.
Right now, it's 2 big trucks on both sides. You know, one thing I did do was, you know, I keep all my music gear except for my guitars in the back of my vehicle as I play out all the time. So I didn't want anybody to break into my guitar and steal. I don't keep guitars in there, they go bad. They would be ruined, my markings. But I left only the stands in a big stand bag. If somebody wants to break into my vehicle to steal $150 worth of speaker stands, that's up to them.
I think the chances of that happening are pretty remote.
But having my PA and the microphones and the cables and the light system that I use on it, that I was a little weary of leaving there while I'm gone for multiple days. So hopefully nobody, as long as my car starts up, I don't care what. People can steal whatever they want. There's about $35 worth of change in the front, you know. That's about it.
A lot of times when we come out and we do these things, we'll pull people in and see who they're rooting for, who they're betting on, or who they're rooting for, or vice versa. There's some people here kind of just like chilled out. I'm not sure if someone walks by and they want to know what we're doing, we'll pull them in and try to get their opinion on the game. But so anyways, I think that I'm going to talk about the sore subject of the refs, right? The NFL. I think it was the wrong thing for Goodell and the NFL to come out and say that there's nothing funny going on, that the refs aren't fixing the game and all this other stuff, because to me you're protesting too much. Just let it go. If you don't comment on it, if you ignore it, then it goes away. But when you're specifically calling it out, now you're fueling the fire of the conspiracy, right?
What I always say to the people is say, I know it's rigged, I know who's going to win the game. Like, then why aren't you betting every penny that you have? If you're
Bet
that
the house.
short,
Bet the
why
house.
aren't you pawning your watch or whatever stuff, or parlaying that 25 cents a year, 25 cents an hour raise that you got for being a loser and betting that on a game? You know, I hope it's crooked as hell and Kansas City wins the game for me. I don't care what they do. I want them to win. I don't care if they come in there and they change the whole game and call penalties on Philadelphia for everything. Come on, referees, let's make it crooked as hell. Because I have a lot of money sitting on Kansas City.
I will guarantee one thing, that if Philadelphia wins, all of the Kansas City fans will be crying that the refs were cheating for Philadelphia to prove a point. They deliberately wanted to go out of their way to prove a point that they weren't cheating for Kansas City, so they went out of their way to cheat for Philadelphia. There's going to be a lot of people from Kansas City that are saying that. I'm willing to bet.
I don't know. Send it over Taylor Swift. Come on, baby, give me a shot. I've sold over 100 albums in my lifetime. Isn't that impressive?
Taylor, dump that loser of a boyfriend you have, who's going to lose this Super Bowl probably, and take on the big ass.
Yeah, so she's an inch taller than me. I have platform shoes at home that I can wear.
So what?
She could wear flats.
Exactly.
What's the difference?
Here, look, it's real easy for you to date a pro football player, right? How easy is that? You go out and get you're Taylor Swift. You can go any football player you want. It takes guts. Very brave to date this guy right here.
And lower standards.
Lowering your standards.
Lowering those standards.
I'm willing to bet, Taylor. I'm throwing the gauntlet down right now. I am challenging you to dump that loser of a boyfriend, Travis Kelce, and go with my buddy, the big
I had a great year. I had a great year.
What has Kelsey done? He's had a horrible year. He was on my fantasy team. He did a horrible job this year. Dump that loser.
I have a new CD coming out in a month that might even approach 100 plus sales.
That's right. And doing a duet with this guy will make your sales skyrocket even higher. You're going to open up a whole new demographic of viewers and listeners.
Oh, absolutely. Here in Pittsburgh, people are waiting for her and I to.
We're in Tampa.
Well, we're in Tampa right now, but up in Pittsburgh, where I'm from, they're clamoring for a Taylor Swift, Mark Anthony duet. And I have the song. All you got to do is come in and sing it.
All you have to do is just Google the trend, right? Hashtag Taylor Swift, Mark Anthony, or Taylor Swift, the Big M. Either one. You'll see it's trending. You'll see how much that's peaking right now. There's at least 20 or 30 people that are begging for that to happen. Would you say 20, 30 people?
Maybe even more.
Maybe more.
Short is in, Taylor.
Come on, give it up. Especially when he loses today, you're going to want to move on. And what better way to move on than to partner up with a musician who, yeah, he's older than you, yeah, he's shorter than you, yeah, he's less successful than you, blah, 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 blah. Again, take on the challenge. It's easy to date a superstar. It's a lot more challenging to date this guy.
And I'm in the Pittsburgh, Iron City Rock's Pittsburgh Music Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. See, you will automatically be attached to that at the hip. See, when people say, well, who is he? Who has he done? You're like, he's in the Hall of Fame with the Iron City Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
That's right. That could end up generating 10 or 20 more album sales.
Let me ask Taylor Swift, are you in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
I hear crickets. You are not in the Hall of Fame, Taylor Swift, and you'll probably never be in the Hall of Fame. So attach yourself to a guy who's already there. He's already there.
That's right. You're from Pennsylvania. Pittsburgh's a major city.
Exactly.
You could increase that market by teaming up with me on a duet that I've written that you would be great for.
All right. Enough about Taylor Swift.
People are probably thinking, who's this idiot over here? Well, the idiot is Mark Anthony.
Taylor Swift is tuned out already. I saw she was online there. She was checking.
I probably have. She probably filed a restraining.
She stopped in for 2 seconds. She said, "These jabronis, what about them?" So okay. Anyways, so back to football. Okay. So what I really want to know is, we know there could possibly be a fix with the refs. But the word on the street is that
I'm hoping.
The word on the street is that the Fox broadcast is fixed. That they are being paid off to broadcast the game in favor of the Chiefs. So what do you think about that?
Well, isn't Tom Brady a part of that today? Tom Brady doesn't want that to happen.
No, he doesn't. But no, they kicked him out. I thought they were keeping him out.
I thought they brought him in for something.
No, I heard they're keeping him out, but that could be part of the bad rumors. Right?
I mean, because I would think Tom Brady doesn't want him to three-peat. He never three-peat. He doesn't want anybody passing him out.
Tom Brady also thinks they're cheating also.
And Tom Brady, I'm one of the few people like Tom Brady. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks, although there's nobody that I like better when it comes to likability for quarterbacks as Terry Bradshaw.
No, Terry,
as a kid, he's the best.
And I was recently watching some old clips of because it's Super Bowl, and they usually show a bunch of clips from past Super Bowls of touchdowns from Bradshaw to Swan, the old reliables. And I tell you what, man. They just don't make quarterbacks like Terry anymore. And Terry gave all of the credit to his wide receivers. He gave all the credit to Swan. He said, look, I would just throw the ball up there and hope for that. That's bullshit. You watch Terry Bradshaw throw the ball. He is on the money and deep down the field.
He claims he couldn't see and he needed glasses, but he was too vain to get glasses. He was thrown to blurs. I don't know if that's true.
I think that's bullshit.
Yeah, so do I. I mean, the guy could throw.
The guy could throw the ball. He could sling the ball. And if you watch any old Steelers Super Bowl highlights or any Steelers highlights, you're going to see that guy was an incredible quarterback.
But I'm one of the few from Pittsburgh that I like Tom Brady. I just do. Of course, I like Patrick Mahomes, too. And the greatest quarterback of all time,
Joe
now
Montana.
This is going back in time, is Bobby Brewster.
Bobby Brister.
I'm sorry.
You can't get his name right.
the legend, Bubby Brister. Just think about it.
He's second only to Cordell Stewart.
Chuck Noll didn't know what to do with him, so they sent him to Denver to secretly mentor John Elway.
Yeah.
What happens? They bring Bubby Brewster
And they
in,
win a Super Bowl.
and they win 2 Super Bowls in a row with Bubby Brewster. Bubby Brewster is the reason. Brister, whatever.
Not Brewster.
I can't remember. It's been 100 years.
You're
ago.
thinking of Punky Brewster from the
Yeah,
80s.
I know. Bubby
Punky Brewster did not play for the Denver Broncos.
Bubby Brister was the reason that John Elway went. John Elway, prior to that, in a couple Super Bowls he was in, got his ass kicked. They had to have Bubby come in to secretly work with him to make him a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and it was immediate.
I don't think you can deny that.
Put him in the Hall of Fame.
It's hard to deny that.
Yeah, I mean, tell me, what did John Elway was nothing but stats until Bubby came aboard.
Right.
And he got him to the top.
Well,
2 years in a row.
Bubby had to have some sort of claim to fame because it wasn't going to be with the Steelers.
He was too good.
He was
He's too good.
for the
Chuck Noll didn't know what to do with him.
See,
He was
look,
still in his
I
70s.
think what Bubby was doing is I think Bubby was playing dumb. I think he deliberately played that his hand so that he would get traded to ultimately end up on a team where he could be the guy that's going to guide them to the Super Bowl, and it worked like a charm, right?
Yeah, Bubby didn't have the skills, but he had the know-how. And John Elway learned a lot.
Once again, it's hard to argue with that, right? Because that's exactly what happened. So how do you argue with it? I don't think you can.
You can't. I mean, that's it. Bubby should be in the Hall of Fame. They need to put him, at least put him on a ballot, and let the smart people in Denver vote.
But see,
for him.
that was the genius of what Bubby was doing. Bubby deliberately did that so that he wouldn't need the credit to be into the Hall of Fame. He was sacrificing his talent to let other people like John Elway be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, Bubby knew he wasn't the best quarterback. He didn't have the best arm. He didn't have the best thought process, the quick to make a change to a play. But he was able to share that and work with John Elway to take him from a guy that was nothing but stats.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
You want another drink?
You want to stick around for one more, or what?
Yeah,
what time? What do we look at?
I don't know. It's 4:13.
I'll have one of these. Being that you screwed up this mango one, I'm going to have another one.
You believe this guy? He's telling you screwed up.
Well, you did. You apologized.
Hey, we're live on Facebook right now. So come over here real quick. Who are you rooting for in the Super Bowl, or who are you betting for? What's your name, first of all?
Brianna.
Brianna. Okay, Brianna. We got Brianna with us at the Grand Cathedral. And so who are you rooting for? Wait, over to you. Hold on.
Okay.
There you go. So,
ooh, I'm just gonna say the Eagles.
the Eagles, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
How'd that chant go? EGLESES or something, how that mayor did. No, I mean, you didn't see that where the mayor screwed up the chant. She was like EGLESES, and she wasn't spelling anything, but she was like, anyways.
Sounding it out pretty much.
She was sounding it out, I guess. Okay, so we got one for the Eagles here from Brianna. I'll have another old fashioned.
Okay, sounds good. Coming right up, fellas.
Okay, thanks. All right, there you got it. So far, the tally here at the Grand Cathedral is 2 for the Eagles, 1 for the Chiefs, only because that's how he's betting. So,
I always go with the bet.
right, okay. So, but then again, the bartenders are always right.
Well,
So
I'm not making a change. I'm riding it whether it
Brianna
hits or
said
not.
the Eagles, so the Eagles are going to win.
Bet heads on a coin toss. And if you win that, now you'll have more money to bet on either the Eagles or the
That's one thing I didn't see in the one of the betting apps in the Hard Rock.
That's one of the most popular.
I know, but
bets.
they didn't have it. So I'm going to have to look again for it, see if they have it.
Bet Rivers has it. And your local bookie will have it.
Always take tails, because tails shows up more than heads more often than not.
See, I'm saying heads, but I'm always wrong on it, so I put bet in it. Every year, I think I lost like 5 years in a row.
In overtime, the Steelers were always instructed to choose tails. That's what happened with the old the Thanksgiving Day with Jerome Bettis.
Bettis. Head tells, he said.
Because he was always told, the Steelers were always told to choose tails in the coin toss. And so Jerome Bettis kind of I don't know, if you listen back to it, it kind of did like heads. I mean, I think he forgot he was supposed to say tails, and he started to say heads, but then he said tails. He did finish with tails, though. I will say this. And then he said the call is heads, and he's like, and immediately, they're like, no, we said tails, because they know what their call is. So that whole controversy came up. So that's why that actually changed how they do coin toss.
I was just going to say that, yeah.
Now, as a result of that Thanksgiving Day debacle by, oh, geez, what was that ref's name now? I used to know
I
his
don't
name.
remember. God, we're going back like 20 plus years ago.
Yeah, because that guy, like, I think he got ran out of the NFL for officiating.
I know. I mean, look, we played crappy in that game anyhow, and we should have lost it anyhow. But they did change it. They make sure before they flip the coin, this is what you're gonna. This is what you're.
You call it ahead of time, not when it's in the air. Right. So that, and then they clarify it now as a result. So, thank you, Jerome Bettis, for setting that precedent. And so, anyways, here's another thing. Is this going to be? There's very few Super Bowls that go into overtime. I saw that as one of the bets on Hard Rock Casino. Do you think this game is going to be an overtime game?
There's 2 games in the last 6 or 7 years it has.
Right, I get that, but it doesn't happen that often.
Oh, of course not. It doesn't happen in normal play.
I think that this game has a chance of going to overtime, based on the team.
Yeah, I mean, it can. I still say just pick a side. That's me personally. I wouldn't bet on whether it goes on overtime or not. And let's face it, now there's gambling in a lot of states. So I personally wouldn't take that bet unless you're up. I mean, the odds, what were the odds on it? It must have been pretty good odds, like 3 to 1, 4 to 1.
If you bet, I think $10 was like you'd win $235 if you bet $10.
I mean, well, there you go. It's really high. So if you want to risk $10 for something,
it was like plus 2,300 or something like that to go to overtime.
I mean, it's happened in the last handful of years a couple of times. I could think back. I mean, you had Tom Brady against, when New England was against Atlanta, they were down 28. I think it was 28-3, and you thought it was an ass kicking. They came back, took it to overtime, and then of course the Patriots won the coin toss, and Tom Brady, like he always, marched the field down and scored that touchdown and shoved it right up Atlanta's ass. Those losers that's what they get. You're up 28-3, and you lose that game.
Then they stop playing.
That's the most pathetic loss, and it took them. They didn't really get most of those points to come back until in the fourth quarter. And then what was it? I think it was. I can't remember if it was the Kansas City Super Bowl or if it was the Cincinnati Bengals that lost in overtime. There was one of those guys in the Super Bowl lost in overtime, and I think it might have been Cincinnati. I can't remember who they played. But when they lost the Super Bowl, I think it went into overtime.
Thank you.
I could be wrong, but there have been 2 of them. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Done with this?
Yeah.
We got refilled here, so we're good to go. Thanks, Pernell.
And you can see that in 3 days.
Woohoo! Cheers. All right. So, game time is in about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours. You notice when I talk about the Super Bowl commercials, here's what I think is dumb. They just release the Super Bowl commercials ahead of time. The whole point of spending the money on the Super Bowl commercials and making wild, expensive, funny Super Bowl commercials was to have them revealed during the Super Bowl. That's to help people tune in to watch the Super Bowl. That was the whole point of it. So if you're releasing the video or the commercials ahead of the Super Bowl, how are people tuning in to the Super Bowl just to watch the Super Bowl commercials?
Oh, no, I don't even care about the commercials.
I'm not saying I do either, but I'm just saying.
But a lot of people do.
Well, I'm just saying, but that's the whole reason why they did it in the past. Why they started. Bud Light started that, right, with the Super Bowl commercials, and then the NFL's like, wait, we got something here. I think we could have some, viral commercials here or something that are a reason for people to tune into the Super Bowl who wouldn't normally be tuning into the Super Bowl. And it worked at first. There were people tuning into the Super Bowl just to watch the commercials.
I know that's the case. I don't understand why I could care less about a Super Bowl commercial. I could care less about the halftime show.
You couldn't care less.
I couldn't care less about it.
If you could care less, that means you care.
Yeah, I know. Well, I have zero care. I don't care who's on the halftime. unless somebody, I'd love to see Keith Urban on at halftime.
I'd like to see Styx. I want to see. I'm gonna bid for Styx to be the halftime show because why not? Everybody knows Styx. Everybody knows the music. Forget all this R&B and hip hop and pop music stuff. It's not attracting more viewers. It's just not. Go back to the way. I mean, you had the Rolling Stones on before. You had Prince on before. Tom Petty.
I would tell you what.
Paul McCartney. You've had all these classic rockers on halftime. Go back to that. Get Styx on. Somebody like that.
I'm gonna tell you what was a good.
I'd vote for Skillet too. Let's get Skillet on the halftime show. Why not?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter to me. But
Skillet puts on a good show. They put on a halftime
Who's
show.
that guy that plays multiple instruments? Black guy. He had a group come out. He had guys in like the silver.
Oh, Eddie Murphy.
No, not Eddie Murphy.
No?
No, but he's had a bunch of Bruno Mars.
Oh, Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars was really good.
He's kind of half black.
Well, yeah, okay, but he was really good.
Oh, Bruno Mars halftime, I will admit, was very
good.
That was probably the last good halftime act.
I mean, the guy went behind the drum set and was playing like crazy.
Bruno Mars is very talented, and I think that was a worthwhile effort to have him on a halftime.
And then to have the brass section with the sparkle sports jacket. I mean, it was really good.
The weird thing is, we were talking yesterday about Post Malone. I think Post Malone is very talented.
I think he put out the best pop country album of 2024.
The one guy I don't understand, because I think there's some people far more popular than him, but a few years ago, remember The Weeknd was the halftime act.
Oh, that was crazy.
And it was stupid as hell. I mean, it was just dumb. They tried to be all artistic with it and everything.
But they claimed that people who knew his music understood so it was gone. But that's not how you put it together, a Super Bowl performance.
No, you want people talking about it in a good way so that they want to see the next year's act or whatever. Like, oh, it was spectacular and you missed X, Y, or Z. That was the dumbest halftime performance ever in the history of halftime performances, in my personal opinion.
I said they should bring in Weird Al Yankovic. That is something different. That is something different.
Now, Beyonce was also horrible because she was just trying to make a political statement with her halftime show. Just play your fucking music.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, my language.
For the left or right, I don't want to hear anything like that. Like
don't
Pink,
make a political stance.
Like Pink, they thought was going to do that. And she actually had a really good halftime show.
It was okay.
I thought it was good. I mean, she's super talented. I don't like her music a whole lot, but I'm going to tell you what. If you find recordings of her, a lot of it out there was just her and the piano singing and scaling everything down. Phenomenally.
I still think one of the best, and this is almost not debatable because a lot of people think this, and you know exactly what I'm going to say. One of the best halftime shows ever. What do you think I'm going to say?
Aerosmith and
no.
okay, I have the
Prince.
Yeah, Prince was really good.
I think it's almost not debatable because so many people feel that same way. But I'm not saying that just because it's trendy or because other people think it. I'm thinking because it was a phenomenal halftime show.
Yeah, it was.
Prince did a great job.
And I would put Bruno Mars towards.
No,
the
I would
top
put him definitely in the top 5.
Yeah, definitely. He was really good. Why aren't they calling me? Me and Weird Al Yankovic.
Or you and Taylor Swift. Let's go back to Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift and the Big M at halftime show. It's a surefire hit.
I'm surprised they haven't. I mean, kidding around aside, I'm surprised they haven't tied her into it because there's so many young kids.
Yeah.
Younger people who just adore her.
She's getting enough play with the NFL with the Chiefs games. I think they're thinking so. It's too much. Overkill.
Yeah,
it's overkill.
But I understand. But I like how it aggravates people. I could care less. I
couldn't care less.
I couldn't care less.
Say it right.
Oh, I've been.
If you say you could care less, that means you care.
Okay, I've been drinking for a while, so I couldn't care less.
Sorry, that's a pet peeve
about that. But I love how it angers people when they show her. That's why they keep showing her because it gets people fired up, and I love that because I could care. I don't care. I don't care whether she's there or not. But I love seeing people have a fit over her being. They're showing her in the stands. Showing her cheering. I like Kelsey. I like his brother.
Travis Kelce.
Yeah, Travis Kelce's brother ripping his shirt up.
Jason Kelce.
Yeah, Jason needs to do that tonight if there's a touchdown and his brother gets in the end zone. He needs to rip his shirt off.
Jason hates how much they show Taylor Swift there. Okay, like I don't know if he really does, if he was just trying to make news or whatever. But he complains about how often the NFL goes to Taylor Swift. He's like, knock it off. We get it. Okay, we get it. But I think
I love it because it just irritates me.
if you ask me, I think she should switch to Jason married. She can't switch to Jason. Because Jason's a little more interesting of a guy than Travis. Travis is a bit of a tool, but
Yeah.
I think Jason's a little more likable of a guy. But I think he's married. So
Yeah, he is.
okay, so sorry. Okay,
You see
don't
his
break up
wife
the
in a
marriage.
lot of the things that Taylor Swift.
Taylor, do not break up that marriage. You're with a Kelsey. That's bad enough. But again, the challenge is up to you to break it off with Kelsey and get together with the Big M here. I think it would be gold. I think it would be pure gold, and your numbers would go even higher than they are right now, if that's even possible. Is that possible? It's possible. It's possible. All things are possible with God.
You never know.
You
I'm
never
here.
know.
I'm single, and I'm a veteran.
All right. We got about 2 hours to kick off time. We hope you enjoyed our bantering and our blabbering and all this other stuff. Even though we're winding down the Blabber show, we haven't done a show in a while because we're trying to kind of phase it out. But I think doing like live stuff like this from time to time is still going to be pretty good. So
Yeah.
I think we'll keep the Blabber brains going because that's just who we are. We are brainiacs ourselves, talking about things that matter to other people, that matters to us, matters to you, and especially Super Bowl. I think we should do a Super Bowl every year.
Well, we're usually together when the Super Bowl is going
Right.
on.
So, all right, for the Big M, I am Michael Cadry. We will see you next time on Blabber Brain Show, whenever that is. Whenever that is. We hope you tune in, though.
Watch the game and have a good time.
Have a good time. Enjoy the game, folks. See ya.